Good evening, it's Idea TV News at 9. I am Cynthia Bassi. We begin with the headlines. Algeria tightens cybersecurity to protect national infrastructure. Burkina Faso to launch FASO Code X Digital Training Center. And Madagascar launches UNIPOD project to boost digital universities. While South Africa's TRANSNET signs deal with ANTWERP partners to boost logistics. United States posts $1.45 billion trade surplus with Nigeria. Away from Africa, Israel retrieves remains of last Gaza hostage. And in business, Togo holds business management training for young entrepreneurs January 30th. And in health, First Lady urges Nigerians to embrace clean energy and environmental protection. In sport, Manchester United deal blow to Arsenal title hopes. And now the news in full. Algeria has strengthened its cybersecurity framework as part of a broader effort to safeguard critical national infrastructure and protect digital sovereignty. The measure forms a core pillar of the country's 2025 to 2030 digital strategy, which focuses on resilience, secure digital transformation, and local control of data systems. The new framework establishes specialized institutions, including Information Systems Security Agency under the Ministry of National Defense and a National Council for Information Systems Security, reporting directly to the President. Authorities have also reinforced oversight of personal data protection and digitalization projects to ensure compliance with national security standards. In addition, Algeria has introduced tougher legal and regulatory measures, including mandatory security governance for state information systems, stricter data protection rules aligned with international standards, and enhanced safeguards for critical communications infrastructure. Officials say the approach positions cybersecurity as a pillar of national security and economic development, enabling the country to counter growing cyber threats. Moving on, Burkina Faso is set to launch FASO Code X, a new digital training center aimed at developing advanced technology skills among young engineers and professionals. The center will focus on high-demand digital fields critical to economic transformation. The project was presented on Friday to the Minister for Digital Transition during a meeting in Ouagadougou and is scheduled to open in February in Bobo Dioulasso. Training will be offered both in person and online, covering artificial intelligence, cloud computing, cybersecurity, and digital infrastructure automation. The initiative is backed by the international technical and academic partners from India and the United States with the goal of strengthening local digital capacity. However, authorities are yet to disclose details on government funding or the number of trainees expected in the first phase. Moving ahead, Madagascar has launched the UNIPOD initiative to bring high-speed internet and artificial intelligence capabilities to universities as part of efforts to modernize higher education and prepare young people for the future job market. A project signed by the Ministry of Development of Organized Computing, Postal and Telecommunications alongside four partner ministries will connect universities to high-speed internet and the national digital platform. It will also support research in big data and artificial intelligence through access to data centers. Authorities say UNIPOD will encourage innovation by supporting university-based startups, simplifying administrative processes, and aligning digital skills training with labor market needs. The government believes the initiative will strengthen young youth empowerment and contribute to sustainable economic development. And now, still in African news, South Africa's state-owned logistics company TRANSNET has signed a memorandum of understanding with Port of Antwerp Bruges International and the Antwerp Flanders Port Training Center to improve the efficiency of the country's port and logistics system. The agreement signed last week focuses on port performance, digitalization, sustainability, infrastructure planning, and the development of regional and inland transport corridors as South Africa works to ease long-standing bottlenecks across its rail and port networks. The partnership comes as TRANSNET implements a recovery program after years of underinvestment vandalism and governance challenges disrupted key sectors such as mining and automotive exports, although the deal remains non-binding and will require further agreement to translate into concrete projects. The United States recorded a $1.45 billion goods trade surplus with Nigeria in the first 10 months of 2025, marking a sharp reversal from a deficit in the same period last year. Official figures show American exports to Nigeria rose significantly, while imports from Nigeria weakened, shifting the balance in Washington's favor after a $1.37 billion deficit in 2024. Between January and October 2025, U.S. exports to Nigeria climbed to $5.94 billion, while imports fell to $4.49 billion. The turnaround was also visible on a monthly basis, with October alone recording a $162 million surplus compared with a deficit a year earlier. Although U.S. exports dipped slightly between September and October, a steeper fall in Nigerian exports to the U.S. widened the surplus, highlighting reduced import demand as a key driver. Nigeria's trade shift had a notable impact on broader U.S.-Africa trade, helping to offset America's overall deficit with the continent. Nigeria accounted for more than 17% of total U.S. exports to Africa and emerged as one of the few African economies where the U.S. recorded a sizable surplus. Analysts say the trend coincided with the introduction of higher U.S. tariffs on some Nigerian non-oil exports under President Donald Trump's reciprocal trade policy, which may have discouraged imports and reinforced the surplus. We're now going on a quick break. The news continues when we return.
Robotic Process Automation, RPA. RPA is about automating repetitive tasks that typically require human intervention, whether it's processing invoices in the finance sector or automating customer service interactions. RPA is transforming how businesses operate. The benefit? Employees can focus on higher value tasks, while software bots handle the mundane stuff. However, RPA implementation comes with high upfront costs and requires maintenance. The RPA market is expected to grow from $1.89 billion in 2020 to $13.74 billion by 2028. But companies must balance automation with potential job losses.
Good to have you back. You're still watching Idea TV News at 9. Now the rest of the stories. Away from Africa, the Israeli military says it has recovered the remains of Master Sergeant Ran Givli, the last Israeli hostage held in Gaza more than a year after he was killed during the Hamas-led attack on Israel on Monday, 7th October 2023. The army says the body was retrieved today following a new operation launched on Sunday after intelligence led troops to a cemetery near Gaza City. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the recovery as a major achievement, saying Israel had fulfilled its pledge to bring all hostages home. The move clears the way for the next phase of United States President Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan, which Israel had delayed until Givli was found, as officials now prepared to reopen a key Gaza border crossing and move talks forward on post-war arrangements. Now, in the business news, Togo's Ministry Delegate for Youth and Sports will organize a business management training session for young entrepreneurs on Friday, January the 30th of this year under the Youth Entrepreneurship Promotion Program. The training will take place at the Marcendo Jones in Amadahome and will focus on practical skills such as financial management, market access strategies, and digital marketing aimed at strengthening participants' ability to run sustainable businesses. According to the ministry, the program is designed to help young entrepreneurs and project promoters better structure and formalize their activities, tackle real-world business challenges, and compete effectively. Outstanding participants will receive prizes at the end of the training. In health news now, Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has called on Nigerians to take collective responsibility for environmental protection and cleanliness, stressing the need to adopt clean and sustainable energy practices. She made the appeal on Monday in Abuja while marking the International Day of Clean Energy 2026, observed globally on January 26 with the theme Clean Energy for People and Planet. Senator Tinubu said the day serves as a reminder that protecting the environment is a shared duty that directly affects public health, survival, and national well-being. She urged Nigerians to embrace renewable energy and sustainable technologies, describing them as essential tools for healthy living and responsible environmental stewardship. According to her, transitioning to clean energy is key to building a greener and more resilient society. The International Day of Clean Energy was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly to promote awareness and action towards a just and inclusive transition to clean energy worldwide. The observance highlights the role of clean energy in addressing climate change, protecting the environment, and improving quality of life for people while ensuring the long-term sustainability of the planet. Finally, in sports news, Manchester United have dented Arsenal's Premier League title bid with a dramatic 3-2 win at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday. Substitute Matheus Cunha scored the winner with a stunning long-range strike just minutes after Arsenal had drawn level through Mikel Merino. Arsenal had earlier gone ahead after Lisandro Martinez turned the ball into his own net, but United respond when a defensive error allowed Brian Mbeumo to score. Despite multiple changes by Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta, the hosts struggled before equalizing from a set piece, only for Cunha to strike decisively moments later. The win extends an impressive run for United under head coach Michael Carrick, while raising concerns for Arsenal. Their lead at the top of the table has now been cut from 7 points to 4 following victories for Manchester City and Aston Villa. And now that's all we have for you on Idea TV News at 9. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. We brought you news that Algeria tightens cybersecurity to protect national infrastructure, and Burkina Faso set to launch FASO Code X Digital Training Center. Madagascar launches UNIPOD project to boost digital universities, and South Africa's TRANSNET signs deal with ANTWERP partners to boost logistics. The United States posts $1.45 billion trade surplus with Nigeria. And away from Africa, Israel retrieves remains of last Gaza hostage. And in business, Togo to hold business management training for young entrepreneurs January 30th. In health, First Lady urges Nigerians to embrace clean energy and environmental protection. And in sport, Manchester United deal blow to Arsenal title hopes. And now do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Cynthia Bassi. Thank you for watching.